tu me fasses confiance. Je ne veux qu'une seule chance. Pourquoi fuis-tu l'amour avant le premier jour? Dis-moi déjà, pourquoi tu vis à l'intérieur de mes insomnies? J'en oublie mes erreurs, prête à prendre des risques. Ceux qui n'ont jamais connu l'amour peuvent bien nous critiquer, mais savent-ils vraiment de quoi ils parlent? Moi je n'ai jamais connu l'amour, jusqu'à ce que tu viennes voler mon cœur et ses richesses. Je ne suis pas un homme parfait, je ne suis pas un homme parfait, mais pour toi j'essaie. Je t'aime, je t'aime, je t'aime, je t'aime. Je ne suis pas un homme parfait, je ne suis pas un homme parfait, mais pour toi j'essaie. Je t'aime, je t'aime, je t'aime, je t'aime. Et si je ne suis pas au niveau de ce que t'attendais, je changerai la donne jusqu'à ce que mes défauts s'effacent. Donne-moi un peu de temps, un peu de toi. J'effacerai l'image que tu as de moi. Ceux qui n'ont jamais connu l'amour, ils peuvent bien critiquer, mais ils ne savent pas de quoi ils parlent. Moi je sais ce qu'est l'amour depuis que
My check. Welcome to Club Shada episode 243. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody is in the best spirits. This show is brought to you by ShadaWare.com. Gods of good fortune. It is midnight and 41 minutes here in Lisbon, Portugal. Why am I hearing myself strange all of a sudden? My allergies are fine until midnight. Then they just pop up out of nowhere for no reason. That's what I'm seeing. But hey, it is what it is. What we're gonna do? The show must go on. Yeah, as I was saying. Yeah, I hope you're doing good. Of course, first thing you should do that I don't even know why I have to tell you, but I guess I have to tell you. You have to leave a like for the YouTube algorithms. I see the number of likes, and it's like 3 times the number of people who are not liking. So I guess either, as always, hi to all the haters who watch. Listen, if you're a hater, you watch. At least put a like so YouTube knows that you need to hate some more, and YouTube will come and present you this show so you can hate. Everybody else, leave your likes. Tell me in the chat where you're watching from. Why am I telling you this all the time? You should know. Yo, you should know. Tell me where you're watching from. You put the flag of where you're watching from and what time it is. Like me here. I'm watching from, let me turn down the volume here so you don't hear me double. I'm still missing some likes. Where's this show, by the way? I don't even have the show. What the hell? Chess moves. There it is. All right. You see? I'm watching from Portugal, Lisbon. It is midnight and 43 a.m. Just like that. Just like that. Look at this. Oh, it's not there. Boom. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good, as I am doing super good. What's this? Since when people have different fonts here? I want to acknowledge all the subscribers, and again, we are celebrating 200,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, which is amazing. It's something that, listen, all I can say is that I'm blessed that I forgot to put oil on my bird. Anyway, I'm really blessed that you guys have been on this channel for more than 15 years now. It's crazy. Like, I started this channel the same time as YouTube, and everything has changed so much since then. So it's amazing. Hey, yeah, listen. All the new subscribers, whether you're here from Club Shada, whether you're here to watch music videos, vlogs, whatever your reason is, shorts, welcome here. And let me acknowledge Marialty, Salwa, Sam, Nunush, Fabien, Dorian, etc., etc., etc. Our stream royalty for the month of October with 10 Canadian dollars is Sirène des Îles. Thank you so much for your support. Anybody else who wants to become the next or to be the stream royalty over Sirène des Îles, all you need to do is do a super chat of $10. So it's easy. Just click on there's an icon here on the right somewhere. Click the $sign, boom. Put your super chat in, and there you go. Much love to all the sponsors who have been supporting this show for the longest. Your names are here. People sending me messages on Instagram should stop trying to remove my focus from my body. So, before I tell you how was my week, Let me tell you. Let me see who's here. Sabrina, first in line, new profile picture. I like it. Oh, hello, hello. How are you? Oh, la milliardaire. You remember when your name was Milliardaire 7? Was good, la milliardaire. I hope you're doing good. Jennifer, what up? Ooh, from Benin. Who was talking to me about Benin? Yesterday at dinner, we were talking about Benin. I was with somebody. No, it was from Togo, sorry. Sorry. Almost there. Neighbor. Ellie's boys. What up, sister? How are you? How's everything going? DJ Rock, how you doing, my brother? Do we have a like festival this year? I'm ready. Like, where? Like, the weather is good. People are back out. What's my festival? You know, I only go to your festival, right? Everybody else has to pay me. Malcolm Beats, what up? Malcolm is going to every Kizomba festival as a DJ now. Urban Keys DJ, let's go. Malcolm Beats, next show, I go with you. Juju Zhang, how are you? How you doing? Emery, what up, brother? Thank you so much from Frankfurt. I have to go to Frankfurt. I have somebody to see out there. Yeah, I have to go to Frankfurt. I have to go. 7:43 p.m. in Montreal. 0:44 in Lisbon, Louisiana. 6:43. Benin, midnight and 44. Hey, the Snap Master. Santa Barbara. Long time. What up? 1:45 in Paris. What? No way. He didn't tell me nothing? Oh, that's not cool. That is not cool. The next one is Romania. Oh, come on. I'm not going near this place. I'm joking. Nah, really? Like, nah, you fucked up, bro. Come on. I was waiting for your festival. I was ready to go learn Kizomba. That's not cool. Vraiment. Anyway, I guess you don't love me anymore. So how was it? Who are the photos? Let me look at like Kizomba Festival. Let me see if I find something online. Oh my god. Like Festival Kizomba 2022 Lisbon. Oh. Look at these bastards. They did their festival without me. That's hate. Where's my program? Look at this. They did their festival without me. So where was it in Lisbon? Hey, Diedre. I'll check all the photos later. That's all I can do now that I haven't been invited. Like if I was a stranger. Me, a friend of the family. Vraiment. It's compliqué, oh. But it is what it is. What's good, MJ? What's good? The whole family is here. Oh, Robert is here. Alpharetta, Georgia, 7:49 p.m. Yeah, it's been forever. Benin, it's been forever. Last time I was in Benin was not the Benin Golden Awards. I think it was something else with Lincha and Ari Dibula. And it was, that was a long time ago. And I was still in my 30s. So that's a long time ago. I'm ending my 40s. So, yo, crazy. Me too, but DJ. First operario en Grasse. Okay. He didn't even call me. I'm so sad. I'm going to show up in Romania. Yeah, I know I'm invited, but you didn't tell me the dates. Oh, come on. But listen, I know what it is. You organize so much stuff on your mind, etc., etc. What country in Africa I would love to go and I've never been there? Maybe Eritrea, the eastern part. Eritrea, Sudan, Swaziland as well, never been. Zanzibar. So I still have some places that I've never been. Listen, let me look. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you everywhere I've been. Let's see. On a political map. What's wrong with you? Let's see. I'm gonna tell you everywhere I've been. Huh? It's missing a lot of countries here. What is this map? Too much. There you go. All right. Let's see where I've been and where I would love to go. So, I've been in Morocco, Algeria, Mauritania, Cape Verde, Senegal, Guinée-Bissau, Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, Benin, Saint-Thomé and Principe, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, Gabon, Congo, DR Congo, Angola, South Africa, Kenya, Namibia. That's 20 countries out of 56. Mozambique, 21. Madagascar, Comoros. So that's 23. I think that's it. I've been in 23 out of almost half of the countries. So I would, Burkina Faso as well, 24. Mali, I've never been to Mali, I think. No, haven't been to Mali. I think that's it. Maybe I'm missing something. Senegal, 25. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'd love to visit Central African Republic with Bodhisattva. Oh, Gabon as well, 26. So I'd love to visit Central African Republic. I'd love to visit Nigeria, of course. Oh, somebody send me a super chat. Oh, Robert, thank you so much for, wow, $200. That's a oof. Thank you so much for the super chat. Wow, amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the show. When you come, you represent, even if it's once a year. Boom, you put all your super chats of the year. Thank you so much, and you are now our stream royalty for the month with $200. Thank you so much to celebrate with us 200,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, before this amazing super chat from Robert, yeah, I would love to visit Rwanda, Ethiopia, Tanzania. Yeah, I'd love to visit the rest actually. Libya, Egypt, like Djibouti. I'd love to know my whole continent. I'd love to visit everywhere. I don't know if it would be as a singer, because I don't perform that much anymore. But life could make me, when I become president. That could be cool. I like that. I'm going to this one. Yo. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, Ghana too. Of course. Listen, everybody, send me some unicorns for Robert Ford for a $200 super chat. That's some serious donation for the show. That's what you call sponsoring. Gratitude. So what did I do this weekend? You. So what did I do this weekend? Dali. So this weekend, this week, sorry. I had some friends coming from different countries that came. So I had dinner back to back. Monday I had dinner with a couple of friends coming from Belgium. Jessica, that I know from, I know her since 2000, I think. So she's been 22 to 23 years old. I don't remember. I think I met her in 2000, back in Brussels. And her husband, Serge, that I know, we grew up together. I know her since Congo. I know him since Congo. And somehow they got married after another friend that I know from childhood as well introduced them. And yeah, they got married. They got twins. Beautiful couple. And they were here, so we went to dinner with Buddy. It was amazing, great conversation. In my house, I speak Portuguese with my family, and most of the time when I speak French, it's gonna be on the phone. But most of the time I speak English. My show is in English. Most of the people I speak to, we speak in English. Even the people who speak French, we tend to speak in English. Or we will, like if I have a conversation with Buddy, for example, we go from French to English without thinking. Depending on what we're talking about, we just go in both languages. So having a French couple was cool because we spoke French. So that's cool. So sometimes you still have to practice your language. If not, you start losing it. The next day I had another couple that came from Copenhagen. So Davey, who used to work at YouTube and who used to be the handler of my YouTube channel, came. He came from he came from Copenhagen with his girlfriend, and yeah, we spent some time together. We went to a place called Scene, and in that place, I re-invited Jessica and Serge from the day before, and we had a dinner all together. This time, same people, but now everybody was speaking English because we were all French speaker except because Davy is from Togo, but his girlfriend is from Denmark, so she speaks English. So we all switched to English. So it was cool. Yesterday I had dinner with these two same people in French. The next day I got the same couple plus another couple, but this time in English. So that was funny. That was cool. At a point, the wives start speaking English and the husbands start speaking in French, and that was great. We really had some great time. Even if Davey doesn't work at YouTube anymore, we still, we develop a friendship because we've known each other for 15 years now, and even if he doesn't work there anymore, we still talk about the Google culture, about different things, and he still has connections there. So whenever I need something at YouTube, I know I can talk to him. I know I can talk to some other people that I also know there, but because sometimes the things I need are very, very specific. See what I mean? So yeah, listen, so much dinner that today I just woke up like tired, and I didn't eat that much, but the fact that I went out to eat, it changed the pace that I gave myself, because I was really eating well and a little, and then training a lot. So, and with my allergies, the allergy pills that I'm taking, they just make me sleepy all day. So I'm like, even if I have at a point, I have enough clarity to go do my 5-kilometer walk, the rest of the time I'm just between sleeping and watching YouTube videos. So, but then the fact that I went out twice in a row, and then I have another couple that came from Germany. They just arrived today, so I have to reply to them. So maybe I'm gonna go see them. Let's see where I'm gonna take them to eat. But I don't know if this time I think I'm just gonna eat something very light, because I need to stay on track. Haven't been to the gym this whole week. I already walked, I think, 8 kilometers. So I walk 50 kilometers every month. So I already did 8. I still have how many days in this is the 5th. So I still have, or is the 6th? I still have like 24 days to do the rest. But yeah, I haven't had the will to do 10 good kilometers. So really going out to do the whole neighborhood, 10 kilometers walking, I didn't have this. And usually I do them on an empty stomach, but the fact that I was doing dinners and stuff, I just felt, and plus the allergies and the pills, I just felt like every day like ugh. So tomorrow, hopefully, back to the gym, and maybe I will not go dinner with this couple this time. Maybe we'll just have lunch. I think it might be better. Sorry. So yeah, that was my whole that was my whole thingy. I have so many pages open today. Quand tu viens à Lille pour un big concert. Wow, Lille! Oh my God, long time. When is the last time I performed in Lille? I don't even know. It's on YouTube. Hey, Julie, what's good? We need more people in the chat to like the live. I know. I don't know why people are just coming here, taking me for granted. You don't have to pay. Look at this. Robert paid for everybody for at least a whole month. He gave all the super chats. Now all you need to do is put a like. That's it. Yeah, so that was my my beginning of the weekend, of the week, sorry. And so because I'm always sleepy because of the pills and the allergies, I took my pills just a minute before the show starts, so that when they start doing effect in something like an hour, I'll be at the end of the show and I'll be like, all right, listen, I'll feel the pills doing effect and I'm gonna go to sleep, and then after that we'll see. But tomorrow, gym, walk, and I want to do it early in the morning. So, a lot of, when you want to install a routine, all you need to break your routine is to go out of your routine. So me, for example, sitting in this chair in front of this screen and checking my mail, and then boom, I lose 2 hours and I lose my routine. So what I have to do tomorrow to be back on routine is to, soon as my wife and daughter wake up to go to school, I put my joggers, look at temperature, but I think it's gonna be, it should be fine. Put a hoodie, maybe a light one. Take my sunglasses, and as they go as my wife goes and drop my daughter to school, I walk with them, and then I continue after the school straight to the end of the neighborhood, 2.5 kilometers, then come back 2.5 kilometers, then continue to the other side of the neighborhood, south side, 2.5 kilometers, then come back 2.5 kilometers, empty stomach, maybe be back home around 10:30, 11. Find a podcast to listen to, or somebody to talk to that like to talk long time. And after that, come here. Maybe even go to the gym before that, or maybe go in the gym in the middle. That could be also a nice idea. 2.5, go to the gym, push some weight, and then do another 2.5, and then stay on empty stomach until probably 4 p.m. Then 4 p.m, meet those guys super early, have my only lunch of the day, and then continue my routine the next day. Because if I sit in front of my computer or I start watching YouTube videos, it's over. So we'll see tomorrow. We'll see. Watch my stories. If I post like it means I'm on track. Pro tip: like the live before you enter the chat. For real. The problem is, to read your message, they have to enter the chat. So they're already in the chat. So yeah. Thing is, I think YouTube, in their wisdom, right? They did an interface on mobile where to like the video, you have to be here, right? And then to see the chat, it hides the like, which is stupid. You should just have an interface where even when I'm on the live, I can like somewhere. I don't know where, but put a like button here, somewhere. I don't understand these people. Listen, now, the people at YouTube sometimes those little details are the reason why they lost to Facebook on social media. Like simple little details that it should be. So listen, on Instagram, let me go on Instagram. Where's Instagram? On Instagram, if I go to somebody's live, right? Okay, who's live? Who's that? Okay, Mia is live. Cool. You see, while I'm watching somebody live, I can talk and I can like here. So simple. So simple. On YouTube, you have to choose between talking and liking. And they have a dislike button. Why? I don't know. I'm doing great. I'm here to talk to you about, listen, let me talk to you about, I want to talk to you about subjects that are a little, I mean, it's not deep. They're deep. But I'd rather start, it's better I start doing them, because I know in a bit I will start losing my words and eating my words, because the allergy pills are going to start doing effect and I'll be sleepy. So, you know, the problem is, I don't know if you've been on the internet long enough to know a platform called Flickr. But back in the days, there was this platform called Flickr that we use. So that was 2002, 3, 4. And that was before Instagram, before Twitter even. And when Flickr arrived, they were destroying everything. It was the platform that every photographer was using. And I would use it to put all my photos. Every time I would do a show, put it on Flickr, etc., etc. And then after the first iPhone in 2007, everybody started saying the future is mobile. And a lot of these companies that came from computer, desktop, were not able to design for mobile and to understand that the world was about to be mobile first. Because at that time, nobody believed that everybody would be on their phone all this time. The screen is small. Everybody was like, nah, people will prefer having a big screen, etc., etc. And what happened is that Flickr was one of the first victims of the mobile first. Because it was a photo-centric site, they didn't want to add videos, and they were like, yeah, but you don't want photos. We want people to put big size photo, etc., etc., and people will not want to see them on small screens, etc. And then what killed Flickr was this inability to understand that the future was mobile, and Mark Zuckerberg, who killed a bunch of people. And we'll do a video about all the websites that Mark Zuckerberg killed. And he arrived with not only Facebook, but before he buys them, Instagram, when they turned this app that they call Bourbon into Instagram, they killed Flickr just because it was a mobile first company, and they were only creating for mobile, and then they started going on desktop. And this was really a change, because that in 2008, when the iPhone, Apple came out with the App Store, the whole world changed. And a lot of these companies like Google, they've never been good with mobile. They've never been good. Facebook, I mean, they bought Instagram, but they've been destroying it. But you can see when you use platforms that are mobile first, like TikTok, like Instagram, like even WhatsApp, those platforms, they put the right buttons in the right place. YouTube, I don't know what's their problem. Flickr. I met a lot of friends on Flickr, people that I'm still talking to up to this day. Listen, let's talk about sabotage. It's very interesting because we are right now in a world where the separation between politics, media, and justice, it was done for a reason. It was done so that there's checks and balance. Politicians have to govern us because we elect them to govern us, but the journalists make sure that they seek the truth, and if those people do something bad, the journalists expose them, and then the justice does its work. And what's happening right now is those three are just becoming one, and the media is just relaying an emotional message that is the same that the states are pushing to the masses. And the reason is most of the journals, most of the media companies all belong to, for example, in France, every newspaper, every television belong to 4 different groups. And all these 4 groups are not far from the power, the governance. So whenever the message is everybody has to put a mask, these 4 people will send the information, or the AFP, Agence France Presse in France, will send a message, and everybody will relay that message. And the journalists, instead of being independent, will all follow a line. So it's rare to find a magazine or a journal where you will read 2 different opinions, or an opinion that is not emotional, that is more objective. Everything has become subjective, and everybody's just trying to sway you into whatever you believe in. So if you lean more on the right, you're gonna buy papers that are gonna tell you what you want to hear or what you want to read. Same on YouTube. You're gonna follow people who tell you what you want to hear, and it's gonna make you inside of an echo chamber where you will not be able to listen to a different voice. And whenever somebody has a different voice and they get invited by people who disagree with them, they now tend to try to, instead of trying to have a meaningful intelligent conversation, the pills are start going. Instead of trying to have meaningful interactions, they will do everything to destabilize the other person. They will not let them talk. They will just have this new style of interviews where people are not asking you questions. They just want to force you their opinion. And even if you disagree with that opinion, they will try to force you into, and the people in the comments are happy when, yeah, haha, you made him, and you like, and the journalists are all now trying to appeal to your emotions and make people go crazy. So in this context, why am I blurring? in this context, we had the sabotage of Nord Stream 1 and 2. So we are in the middle of the war between Ukraine and Russia. And the reason why I call this show Chess Moves is that I want you to go deeper than your primal emotion. Your primal emotion is the one that is dictated by all the media as you're watching. Russia is bad. They invaded Ukraine, and all the Russians are evil, and all the Ukrainians are poor little angels. That's the narrative that the whole Occidental media is pushing to everybody. And I'm not here to tell you who's good, who's bad, because in reality, that's not how the world works. I know it. The world is way more shady than that. But I want you to understand the chess moves that are being operated right now. I mean, that's more or less what I think. So, soon as the pipes were sabotaged, everybody was like, yo, it's Russia. They sabotaged the pipes for whatever reason. And what I want you to understand is that it could be anybody. It could be anybody, and there's a lot of reasons why. And I put here a list of reasons, so I have to read them. Let me put them on the side. Hey. So, interestingly, from all you have to read. You introduce interesting. This is perfect. Yes. So, you have to understand one thing very, very carefully. You have to read a lot of articles from, if you want to understand what's happening with Ukraine, with Russia, with gas, you have to read every article coming from Occidental media from 4 years ago. Because 4 years ago, they were saying about the same situation. Everybody was talking about it already. But they were not talking about it the way they talk about it now, because now there's an agenda. And there's a lot of emotion, and a lot of journalists are not journalists anymore. They're just people who want to give their opinions. And I mean, listen, if journalism is giving you opinions, okay. But I think, to me, journalist is investigating and giving facts and letting people get their opinion from the facts. But journalism changed. Now journalism is people who use the power of the media to push their opinion to people so that they can have more people sway to whatever they think themselves. We all have now access to media. So as I'm doing this video, I'm doing my show Club Shada. There's around every episode around 250 people watching, plus another 500 people watching the next day, right? So do you read Dissident Voice online? Is it the name of a journal, or it's voices that are dissident? So because we all have access to thank you, Black Free Thinker. I hear you. I've lost too many friends over the past. Thank you so much for the super chat. I love you. I hear you. I've lost too many friends over the past 7 years due to having my own opinions on U.S. politics and the war in Ukraine. This society is truly jacked up. Yeah, listen. Here in Europe, we don't have the same problem as the U.S. In the U.S. now, everybody's just going crazy about their political opinions. my best friends and I disagree on politics. When we talk, we can have intense debate, or we can just have conversation or exchange of ideas. But once we're done talking for an hour and even being emotional about it, yeah, we end the conversation. We're like, oh, that was cool, that was a cool conversation. We had a great. I learned some stuff, and yeah, me too. I learned some stuff that was cool. Hey, talk to you next week. And to me, that's a great conversation. Even if, yeah, he hates the person I voted for, and I mean, I don't like. Listen, I don't hate people because I disagree with them politically. I just have my own ideas. But listen, I can. The thing I always tell you: if Donald Trump tomorrow tells me that the sky is blue, and the sky is indeed blue, I will say it's true, it's blue. People now, they hate you so much that even if you say the sky is blue when it's blue, they're gonna try to find something. He's a liar. So thank you for the super chat, Black Free Thinker. So there's something you have to understand. There's a pipeline called Nord Stream that goes from Ukraine to Germany. It's called Nord Stream, right? And that pipeline comes out of Russia, goes through Ukraine, I guess. And the Ukrainians made a lot of money from that pipeline. A lot of money. Because when the gas pass, what the people do, they take a little bit for them, and then they take a tax. So there was a lot of Ukrainian oligarchs making billions out of these gas. And those same oligarchs were funding the actual Ukrainian president, the Volodymyr Zelensky. And then Russia and Germany decided to do a new pipeline called Nord Stream 2. Nord Stream 2 would go directly from the west of Russia under the water between the space that is Russian and the space that is Swedish, continue into the Baltic Sea and directly reach Germany. And it would be a more direct source. But the money, the gas would not flow through Ukraine anymore. They still have Nord Stream 1, but with Nord Stream 2, they could send some gas through the expressway directly to Germany. And that the Ukraine would lose some money from the gas not going through their pipes. It's just like, let's say, to go to your house, you have to use my street, my highway, and you have to pay a fee to use my highway. You have to pay $5 every time you go through my highway. And I'm super happy because, hey, every time you use my highway, I make money. All the cars go, let's say 10,000 cars go every day through my highway. I make 50,000 every day. And then the country that the highway originates from to go to your house tells you, hey, we're doing a new highway and you will only pay us free. You will go a little further, but you will go directly to your house and you don't have to go through Kaysha's highway. And they will make 30K a day, but all of a sudden you will not pass through my highway. So I might lose some money here. All right. So now let's understand one thing. Why do Germany have a pipeline going from Russia straight to Germany? It's something that it comes from what happened in the 70s, the rise of the green voices, Greenpeace, ecologists, etc. Everybody was saying we have to stop using coal mines because everybody was creating electricity through burning coal. And coal was pumping in the atmosphere a ton of pollution. So once we went from coal to nuclear, right? So we went to to do electricity through nuclear. Well, I cannot say nuclear centrals. All those centrals were done. For example, France have a lot. They've been building a lot of them. But same thing, they have pressure from everybody to go on green energy. But the Germans, they had that coalition that was ruling. And in that coalition, they really had a lot of ecologists. And they said, hey, we will stop every nuclear centrals, and we will do energy only from natural gas. And who has the most natural gas in the world? Russia. Now, what happened was that the Germans, when they closed all their coal centrals, and also all the energy coming from the nukes in Germany, they closed everything to please the ecologists. They then turned themselves into Russia to become the supplier of all their gas. This is how they did the first pipeline going from Russia through Ukraine, Belarus, etc. Boom, to Germany. And at the same time, the Biden family, through the son, Hunter, start also mingling into Ukraine and investing in a lot of those gas companies that were pumping money through the gas that was coming from Russia. And the Obama administration also put a lot of people out there in Ukraine so they could control that part, because the US didn't want the Europeans to be too much reliant on Russian gas. Why? Why would they do that? Simple. First of all, Americans have this obsession with the Russians, right? They know that they are the only people with China that can be the next superpower, and they all have this whole history of, so the CIA, has always been thinking and telling those people, because you have the US, then you have deep state. Those people, they were like, nah, if we want to continue to rule the world, Europe has to continue to be our bitch. They cannot become friends and sleep with the Russians. Because actually, if you think about it, if we think of the geography of the world, let me put a map of the world somewhere. Let me put a map of the world. All right, let's look at a map of the world. If you look at the map of the world, right? Oh. Well, maybe I should just have only one. Let me do it this like this. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. All right. If we look at the map of the world, the US is far in the west, right? It's here. Europe is here. The European Union is here. Russia is here. A huge thing here, right? It makes way more sense for us Europeans to be becoming friends with the Russians, right? And all this huge block with Europe would be listen, imagine if all this with Kazakhstan, Mongolia, imagine if all this was one big geopolitical block. Europe would be the most powerful force in terms of army, in terms of nuclear power, in terms of natural resources, because Russia has gas coming from here, running to the pipes up to and powering us here. But they also have oil, right? So if we are with these guys, we don't need these guys. Do you know what the US produce? They have a lot of oil here in Texas. I don't know where Texas is. Somewhere around here. Sorry, it's here. That's Canada. In the Texas area, there's a lot of oil. But you know what the US has also? They have a lot of gas. And it would be amazing if they could sell all these gas to us in Europe. That would be great. So back in 2015, I mean, it was not since 2016, but it's been a long time. Okay, let me show you something that is important before I continue. We're going deep tonight. Let me show you something that is important, right? This is an article from. No, wait. Let me show you something first. I'm going to show you the countries in the world that import the most gas, right? Here they are. Natural gas top imports, top 20. First country that need the most gas is Germany. Why is it Germany? Because Germany shot themselves in the foot when they closed all the coal factories and they closed all the nuclear. I don't know what's wrong with me. The pills. All the nuclear plants, the coal plants and the nuclear plants. Once they closed everything, they made themselves vulnerable because they needed power to build the Mercedes, and their whole industry is dependent on all this electricity that is created by gas. So they became dependent on gas coming from Russia, and that's why they had this pipeline built. So if you look, Germany, number one. Number two, Japan. Japan actually imports everything from China. Then you have China. China is huge. They need a lot of gas. Then you have the US, Italy, Turkey, the Netherlands, Mexico, South Korea, France, number 10, UK, Spain, Canada, India, etc., etc. So all these people need gas, and they are importing gas like crazy to who? A lot from Russia, also Iran, Saudi Arabia, other places, but also the US. So you have to understand that in this whole thing that is going on, the less we are reliant on Russia, the more it is good for US business, because they have gas as well. Listen, it's the same thing as You know, when you have this girl, she just broke up with her boyfriend and she's crying in your arm, and somehow you feel some pressure in your pants because you're like, she's vulnerable now. That's exactly the same thing. You end up fucking the girl because she cried on your arm for another guy, and then boom, you're like, let me take care of you. It's the same thing that's happening right now. Now, let me show you something else. I want to show you the leading exporters. So that's last year. The leading exporters of gas in the world. Number 1, Russia. Number 2, USA. Trust me, next year we will look at this and number 1 will be the US. Number 3, Qatar, Norway, Australia, Canada, Algeria, etc., etc. So listen, who would be advantaged if the pipeline that is going directly from Russia to Germany and then powering Europe, who would be advantaged if somebody sabotaged? And listen, everybody can sabotage. The Russians can, the Swedish can, the Ukrainian can, everybody can. And everybody has a good motive. Everybody. The US, if now, you don't have a choice. You're gonna be our bitch. And poof, we just put 4 holes in the 2, Nord Stream 1 and 2. No more gas coming from Russia. There you go, done. It's good for the US. The Swedish might be good for them as well, but at the same time they're in NATO, so maybe not. The Ukrainian, if they're in war, so if they cut the gas from coming, it's good for them as well. But at the same time, I don't know. Russians, they could do it as an act of war to say, look, we are victims. To be like, somebody sabotaged our pipelines to destroy our business. But they could also do it by themselves to say, somebody destroyed our pipelines, and then they can say, you see, they're against us. Listen, it's war. Everything can happen. The Chinese could also be there, because the Chinese also have oil that they can send you, that you can use. So, listen, everybody here is playing a game of chess, or with a lot of moves, double moves, triple moves. Everybody here is replacing themselves in the geopolitics of the future, because nothing will be the same again. Who knows? I really believe here that Europe is the one being stupid, because if Europe was smarter with Africa and was making Africa richer, the people of Africa richer, and doing a better job with the African countries, they could actually get all their gas and oil from Africa, which is just south from them. It's far from the US, but the US will never let them do that, because it's not good for the business. And the Americans, in the deep state in the US, there's a lot of neo-colonists who have a new way to colonize the world. Because listen, as I said, if you're rich, your goal is to not become poor. So if there's a reason that this guy become rich, it's gonna make you poor, you're gonna try to do everything for that guy to not become rich. So it is actually way more interesting for the Americans to have a division between the Russians and the Europeans. That's why when the war began, Zelensky went to the Russians and said, okay, listen, keep Crimea, keep the separatists, and okay, good. You know who said no? The Americans and the head of the European Union, Madame van der Leyen, said no. No way. And then the UK told the what up, fake free. The UK told Zelensky, hey, you want to keep receiving weapons? You want to keep being funded? You better not go and do any truce with them. You stay here. So everybody is playing this poker game, right? And look at this article from 2015. This is an article from 2015. Listen, as always, I'm not here to tell you who's right, who's wrong, who's good, who's bad. I'm just here to tell you what is the interest from here, from here, from here. Again, there's a cute girl. She's with that guy. You think she's cute, but she's with that guy. Okay, you respect that. But one day the guy cheats on her and she comes to cry to you. And this is the moment where you have in your head, you're like, I could fuck her tonight. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Yeah, no, I know. Simple. Geopolitics. This is an article from 2015. Right? Look at this. Germany favored Nord Stream 2. That's the pipe between Russia directly to Germany. Risk strangling Ukraine, says the US. That's the pipe. Goes from Russia here. Goes near Estonia. Sweden here. That's exactly where they sabotage. That's exactly where they sabotaged it. Goes here and arrives straight to Germany. Right? That's 2015. 7 years ago. A proposed pipeline to boost Russian gas supply to Germany risked depriving Ukraine of more than $2 billion in transit fees and runs counter to the EU's goal of reducing its energy reliance on Russia, a US official said. November 5th, 2015. The European Union has sought to help Kyiv in the wake of Moscow's annexion of Crimea and has looked to bolster energy ties with Ukraine as Russia threatened to stop piping gas via its neighbor. Who was investing all this time in Ukraine? The US, Hunter Biden. You have to ask, why would you support Ukraine with one hand and strangle it with the other? Deputy Assistant Secretary for Energy Diplomacy Robin Dunnigan told a conference of policymakers. Cutting off all gas through Ukraine would deprive it of $2.2 billion annual revenue. Wow. Russian Gazprom already sends gas to Germany across the Baltic Sea via the Nord Stream pipelines, and the proposed Nord Stream 2 project will double the capacity to 110 billion cubic meters per year. Gazprom also sends large volumes of gas to the EU via Ukraine, but has said it aims to bypass this route. Most recently under a plan to build a new pipeline to Turkey, another player that is trying to revive the Ottoman Empire. Yo. Now you see what's going on here? You had one pipeline going straight from Ukraine to Germany. Then they were trying to do a second pipeline. I mean, it was almost done. But the US was against this pipeline. That second pipeline was going to go and double the capacity going to Germany. And then they had another pipeline going through Ukraine. Ukraine was making 2.2 billion listen, all these people are rich as fuck. The oligarchs from Ukraine, they were making a ton of money, 2.2 billion, right? From just the gas passing taxes. And now Russia was saying, nah, we'll go directly to Germany. So those deals were passed by Kohl and what was her name? Forgot the name of the chancellor of the lady chancellor of Germany. That was the deal that those people made in place. So they were like having economic ties with Russia. And now you have this new guy that came, right? And at the same time, Russia is saying, hey, we're going to stop using those pipes that go through Ukraine. And now the pipes have been sabotaged. Interesting. Huh? Oh, please. We just exchanging information. That's all I'm asking. I'm just saying. Yeah. All right. So this was let me see. Let me give you more information. So when you think about it, a lot of people gain from the sabotage of these gas pipes. And we'll see who gains from it. But now, let's say tomorrow is Kumbaya. Everybody is back to being friends. Everybody say, listen, you know what? It's been the war. You guys are brothers. They find a solution. Russia keeps a little bit of the parts. They keep Crimea. Ukraine becomes more of its own country. They accept to not be part of NATO, but have to be protected in a certain way. They do a new deal, like they did a deal in 2014, the Maidan Accords. What happens? Until they repair the pipes of Nord Stream 2, the Russians are going to need, if they do a new deal to sell their gas to Europe, they're going to need to make that gas go through somewhere. And where is going to go? Through Ukraine again. And Ukraine is going to be back making its money. And the Americans, who invested a lot in Ukraine, will take their share. Or Europe stops completely or partially getting their gas from Russia, and now they're going to need gas from new places. And who they're going to call? The Americans, who have gas to sell. And they will go from second exportations of gas to first. And they probably make hundreds of billions out of that every year. Now, what nobody knows is, and here from Europe, we see things from the media is showing us, and a lot of us see things from a very Eurocentric point of view. We see ourselves as the center of the world, but we don't realize that we only represent 20% of the world. Occident in general, US plus Europe, that's 20% of the world. And there's a lot of resentment that has been going on from, people complaining for all types of reasons. But a lot of people are saying to themselves, hey, look, maybe it's time that we have our own systems where, we don't have to obey to the bullies out there in the US. Maybe a lot of people want to start. So you have China, you have Turkey, you have India, Pakistan, all these people, Africa, all these people are a lot of countries that are poor to rich, but they have all the resources. But they don't control all these resources because of deals that were done back in the days and that were unfair. So when you think of China, you have to ask yourself now, what is the next chess move that everybody's going to do? Because Russia is selling the gas and the oil to India. India is selling a part of this gas and oil back to Europe. So when we say, oh, we're not buying your gas, that's not true. We're actually buying it 3 times the price. Because what the Europeans didn't think about when they took their decision, probably pushed by the Americans or just pushed by the tweets, the public opinions of everybody, the emotions. Because, the same way I tell people all the time, business cannot be emotional. It's even worse for politics. It cannot be emotional. You cannot just be there because everybody's going to be emotional, take emotional decisions or take decisions to make the people happy. You have to understand that you have to think about what your decision will do in 10 years. So when everybody decided in Europe to close all the nuclear plants, when everybody decided, France didn't close all of them, but they had like 14. They only have 2 now. We only have 2 now. Germany had a lot of nuclear plants and coal plants, and they closed everything to please the ecologists because everybody was on this conscious, ecologist thing of the 90s, the early 2000s. So and they did it without really thinking of things that could happen today, and they shot themselves in the foot. And now we are paying this in this winter. Here in Portugal, the weather is cool, but out there in Germany, when it gets cold, it gets cold. So they're gonna feel that. So what they're doing now, they're reopening coal plants. So the ecologists must be eating their hats right now, right? Because nobody thought of the future when everybody was taking their deals and everybody was like, no, it's going to be cool. Russia is going to maybe doing business with them will change them. No, listen, Russia, they want to do business with you, but they still have their idea of how they view the world. Same as Africa, same as China. And what's happening right now is that we are seeing the pieces that are moving where the Americans have all the best interests with us not working with the Russians and hating them. The Ukrainian as well. Because even if they are not in a great position geographically, listen, they're going to have Americans protecting them, Americans everywhere, etc., etc. And making a lot of business with them and using, because they're in a good position. The Chinese and the Turkish are also positioning themselves because they too want to hold power in their respective zones. Same thing for the Chinese, who want to become the dons of the whole Pacific area. Like Japan, all these places, they want to influence all this area with their waves and sell them their oil. And they also want to sell all their toys, all their continue to manufacture everything and to sell it to the rest of the world. And the Africans, when you think about it, you have to understand what is the doxa now when it comes to green energy. The goals of the renewable energy, right? If you think about it, right? Green energy is a great way to make a lot of money. Look at this. 2022 renewable energy industry outlook. New avenues are opening. The year ahead promises new growth path for the renewable energy industry, potentially aided by supportive policies from an administration focused on combating climate change. Yet some challenges, blah, blah, blah. So green energy, right, is gonna be a great way to make money and to also the sustainable energy. Like all these companies are obsessed with them. Like now Apple always tell you that everything is recycled, blah 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 blah, that they are trying to be completely a green company. The being green is everything. The EU just did a law where they will ban starting 2030. They will ban they will ban gas powered vehicles. You will not be able to buy a car after 2030. So meaning in 2045, 50, there will be no more cars that are not electric in Europe. But somebody has to produce that gas. That electricity has to be produced, and it was coming from Russia. Now it's not going to be coming from Russia anymore for the foreseeable future. Where is it going to come from? Because Europe, France and them, they don't produce that electricity. And they, you cannot say at the same time green energy and at the same time have nuclear plants that are creating that power. So everybody's saying, no, green, you have to have solar panels, hydrogen, wind things, all these things. And all this changing, the problem for now is that technologies that are being built with all this are not generating as much electricity as gas or nukes. So everybody's going to this obsession. We have to go green, 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 because the planet, we have to save the planet. Look at climate change, look at etc., etc. That's what everybody's saying. Now that they, by creating their whole country, they effectively created that whole mess. Now they want the rest of the countries to not do it. And we're gonna need power to generate all our industries, right? To power all of our industries. And the US is saying, don't worry, we'll give you power. So now we have to go to all these countries that we were calling criminals, like Saudi Arabia. They would, like, after that murder of the journalist, everybody was like, forgotten. Iran, Kuwait, all these places, because they have gas. Algeria has gas. Everybody where you have gas, I think Mozambique has gas as well. Even Angola, that was taken out of the SWIFT system for the last 10 years, yeah, you can come back now, because we're gonna need all of you guys. So all the old enemies are becoming the new friends, because everybody's realizing we're gonna need to create electricity from something. And there's not enough solar energy and stuff to power what we need to power. So a lot of countries now are asking themselves, should we go back to electricity from nukes? And because when you think about the green energy, me is something that I'm thinking. You know where all the coltan and the cobalt that is used to power all that green energy come from, to do the batteries, everything comes from Congo. And it's been a war-torn country because of that already. And all these people are taking all these decisions without thinking of how it's going to affect countries in Africa, for example. You know why? Because they don't care. And listen, they don't care about Ukraine as well. They don't care about Russians as well. You guys can kill each other between yourselves. You guys can just butcher yourselves. They don't care. You guys are not Americans. They're just using you for the step after the step after the step after the step. That's the chess moves. And everybody is there playing the chess moves, and the only people who are just blindly following without thinking are all the politicians from Europe who, listen, they're not that smart. From what personally, they're not that smart because, listen, politics is not Twitter. You don't do politics as if you were responding to tweets and trying to please people on Twitter. Oh my God, this is so horrible. Yeah, I know, but we have, listen, all these decisions are going to create people who are going to lose their jobs, people who are not going to be able to swim in the winter, people are not going to be able to. Imagine that with the price of gas that went up 5 times now, the electricity cost goes up as well. So last year, having a Tesla was actually great because to fill up your Tesla in the power bank would cost you a fifth of what it would cost you with a real gas car. And this year, it costs more because the price of electricity just went up 5 times. So all these people are doing all these things without really thinking. But if you think about it, the people, I mean, I'm not accusing nobody, but some of the people that will not suffer from all this, right? The price of electricity will not change in the US. Let me show you something. No, I don't have it. Forget it. When you think about it, the US will not pay that much because the US has its own gas and oil production. The ones that are going to suffer is us in Europe because we don't produce nothing. We don't have gas, we don't have oil, we don't have uranium, we don't have cobalt, we have nothing. So every time we take those decisions, after that, there's a lot of geopolitical chess moves that has to be done. And look, Europe is losing all grounds in Africa. Who's now in Central Republic, Russia? Who is now being influential all around French-speaking Africa? China. Why? Because we have a lot of resources that they need. And I mean, we continue to follow people who just take decisions like, before saying we're gonna stop. And yeah, listen, the tweets are funny. Oh, you have to stop because we are funding the war. Yeah, that's the world. Like, okay, now that we stopped and you're gonna be freezing in the winter, what you gonna say now? Everybody in Europe, do you know what we risk? In my opinion, we'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I believe that what we risk now is that with all these decisions that have been taken, the whole Europe is gonna vote far right because of the decisions of all these emotional people. And even in the US, I believe that people are going to go back leaning to conservatives because of all these emotional decisions that people are taking without really thinking with a cold head. And hey, listen, personally, I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is it's interesting to dive deep, and I really you can all listen. You guys don't come to my Discord. I don't know why. You guys should come to my Discord and we can continue having the conversation. I have a special Club Shada discord.gg/Kaysha. I have a special Club Shada folder when we can continue having the conversation about those things, and I can give you links and stuff that I'm reading because it's very interesting to to see how the politicians, the media, and justice in Europe, everybody is going one direction without, and like anybody who says in French media, anybody who says something different or or just saying maybe we should have, or they just get removed, censored. Freedom of speech in Europe is just getting lower and lower, just because now the people who are in power want their ideas to go without nobody swaying the mind of people in any place. And it is, I think we need voices that are able to voice different opinions, not so that not just to be against governments, just to have the choice to choose between 10 different opinions and have people telling facts just like they are. Like, hey, listen, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. You know, when I was working with Section Zouk, 2003, I was the number one seller. I sold 80,000 CDs. I made him a million euros for the record company. And before that, you know, an African doing Zouk, nobody cared. 2003, I produced myself, Sumia, Eligio, ABG, Sushi Roy's. This is a Sushi Roy year. The next year, I had a lot of enemies coming out of everywhere. People that were inside a company were saying, this guy has too much power. Oh, this guy is African. Why is he the king of Zouk when he's African? And you had the other labels banding together at night, trying to find ways to destroy my operation. And me, I was like, what's wrong with everybody? What happened? What happened between 2002 and 2004? Well, it's simple. I was at the top of the hill, and everybody, instead of working, they were like, let's get him out of the top. Instead of saying to themselves, all this money that I'm making is actually good for everybody, because you're gonna have funding from my money for your projects, and everybody will go up, and I'm gonna go up too, and maybe you guys will catch up, and it's gonna be good for the whole spaceship, because everybody will, they don't care about the spaceship, they care about their little space. And everybody was like trying to doing all these reunions, like, yeah, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to, and everybody was going to the artists I was working with, and everybody was trying to sway them from one direction to another, and problems started. That's how I had this album that I was doing with an artist, and middle of the album, we had an argument out of nothing, like, and then she was like, I don't want to work with you, I don't want to talk to you anymore, you disrespecting me. I was like, I don't understand what happened. Somebody was playing chess moves with me. Somebody, actually, that's what I learned years after. The person who was working with me spent the day telling the artist that I was working with me, oh, this guy doesn't care, this guy prefers fucking girls instead of working on your album, etc. Bunch of little stuff all day. So when I arrived at midnight, they were like pit bulls. And I arrived like a steak, and they just tore me down. And I really was not understanding what's going on, because at the end of the day, I remember I was with Eligio and that guy, and I was crying, and I was like, I don't understand why. Like, I don't understand. Like, and the same guy who plotted against me came to me, took me in his arm, and told me, don't worry, we're gonna make money out of them, and after that, fuck them, and let me handle it. Just stay on the side, go and go do your shows and feed your family, I'm gonna finish the album and we're gonna make money. We're gonna exploit that bitch. That's exactly what he told me. Because personally, I was about to take back the whole album and give it to another girl. But nah, he told me, nah, don't worry. And what happened is that the album came out. It was a success. And once the album made all the money, that's when the guy told me, oh, there's no money for you. And he took all the money. Boom, 100,000 euros. Boop. Chess moves. Oh, I learned that in that year. I learned. And because I learned so much from the chess moves that people did on me, I can see clearly what's going on right now in the world. And I understand one thing about chess moves is soon as you are speaking with people who are emotional, you can do all the chess moves you want on them because they're blinded with emotions. Show them some dead kids, show them some people who lost their house, show them explosion, show them people, etc. And I'm not saying it's not real. I'm saying that, yeah, it's the reality of war, sadly. But show them that, and while they're emotional, you can make them do whatever you want and take decisions and they will accept them. And that's exactly what happened to me listen, nothing that killed me. It was just the music business. But I lost 100K there. And when I learned chess moves, I got my revenge on all these people because I was like, you want to play chess moves with me? You don't understand. You don't realize that my dad is a politician. So I got politicians in my blood. So I'm going to show you how we do chess moves. And pam, 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 pam. That's a story for another time. But listen, hey, I hope you enjoyed that deep dive on those subjects. I don't have all the information, of course, but I think with the informations that I gave you, hopefully this can make you look at the whole situation differently. And it's not a question of choosing a side. It's just a question of understanding that, oh, that's interesting. This is going on and that is going on. And that's the way the world always worked, because the people who have energy continue to be the poorest for a reason, because the people who don't have energy are doing everything for them to stay this way so they can keep being powerful. If not, yeah, listen, we would all live in Africa. So, yeah. If you enjoyed our conversation, give me a lot of unicorns in the chat and let me look at your comments before I check out. Dissident Voice is a website of alternative thinkers and takes on what's happening in politics compared to mainstream media. Oh, send me the link. This thing happened with Zimbabwe, South Africa, Botswana, and Zambia. For decades, Zimbabwe made crazy money through trucks passing through from South Africa going up north. But Zimbabwe was now overcharging truck drivers because there was no alternative route through Mozambique because of the rebel spots, and no route through Botswana and then Zambia through Zambezi River. So finally, Botswana and Zambia built Kazungula Bridge over the Zambezi River, which opened in the last year, and now Zimbabwe is getting fewer truck drivers, and both Botswana and Zambia are charging less. There you go. Chess moves. Chess moves. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Angela, yeah. You know, every time I look at Angela speaking, I'm like, those two lines here, I'm like, damn, she looks like a puppet. But I mean, I would be her. I would just go laser that. I mean, anyway, it's just me. I'm sorry, Kay, you're one of my favorite people, but politics needs you more than music does. Yo, I'm not going the route of Julian Assange, bro. I love how dare the provincial government put out a statement that our electricity grid cannot sustain everyone having an electric car. Yeah. Listen, they are taking decision. Listen. Yeah. Wait. They are taking decision that they cannot sustain. This makes zero sense. They don't have enough material, all the minerals, etc., and they just taking decisions in Europe without thinking of everything is gonna change. Because if you go fully electric by 2030, because of climate change, which I understand, like this gonna be even more reliance on things you cannot control, because you don't want to talk about all this and at the same time have nuclear plants in your countries, which would simplify everything. One plant creates all the energy for everything. You put like 20 in France, 20 in Germany, 20 here, 20 there, right? And then you can sell the rest of this electricity to the rest of the world. And interestingly, when Iran is trying to build their own nuclear plants, everybody come to them and say, no, you can't, because after that, you're going to do nukes. You're going to do bombs. And they're like, yeah, but I mean, we would have electricity. No, we will sell you electricity. So listen, these people will do everything to stay in power. Yo, the EU Parliament approved ban on new fossil fuel car from 2035. So it's going to be full electric. European Parliament lawmakers on Wednesday voted to support an effective EU ban on sales of new petrol and diesel car from 2035. I mean, we'll see. But like, those people are taking their decision as if they were living in a world where, I don't know, listen, only them know. We'll see. A president said the same thing a few years ago, but in your voice, it sounds really different. Okay. Well, you know, maybe because I'm cute. Listen, I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm really feeling my allergy pills working. So how do you react to someone who tries to sabotage you and who is part of an allied group? Well, that's exactly what's happening in the world. How did I react? I was okay. I just said, oh, that's the game. No problem. I'll get everything in a few years. And that's what I did. I just stay calm. And, you know, I had the artist I was working with that I knew. And I told them exactly what was my plan. And I told everybody, listen, those who want to leave can leave now. You want to go work with him, go. Because me, I got my plan until 2020. That's what I was telling them back then. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to go full digital. And yeah, every artist that left my label, none of them ever did an album after that. Maybe they did 2-3 singles. All of them fucked their careers. So, and then every one of these people who were conspiring against me, I put some holes in the way. You see, the way you play chess move is this. We here, right? We all trying to be here, and me, I'm gonna go like this and arrive here. But all these people, they want to speed here. So me, I'm gonna come here because I'm in advance. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna put a hole here, Then I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna do all this. And these people, they will come here and they will fall in that hole. So that's what I did to them, all of them. Yeah, well, all of them, they still call me for advice now. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because trust me, one day I called somebody, he's famous, but I called him and I said, you want to be my enemy? He said, no, little brother. I said, no, don't call me brother. Do you want to be my enemy? And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah. Next time, you'll see. But listen, you have to navigate in the world. You have to understand how to navigate, because success creates envy, creates listen, me, when somebody's successful, I'm happy. Some other people, they just feel in their body that and I don't know why, but me, when I see somebody succeeding, I'm happy for them. And when I see somebody succeeding, the first thing I want to do is learn how they did, what were their strategies, and see what I can learn from how they won. A lot of people, when you win, they're just angry because they believe that you stole their victory. Listen, it's not about victory. It's about the process. It's about how you got there. It's about every step you do to arrive to step number 100. Step by step by step by step until 100. Patience, dedication, working hard, blood, sweat, and tears. It's not about the victory. The victory is just the end of the road. What is important is the road. Everything you learn on the road is going to be useful on the next road, because people who have ambition, when they arrive at the end of the road, they start a new road. And they use everything they learn to do the next road faster. So they will arrive at 500 faster than how they arrive at 100. The people who are angry when they see you arriving at 100, they just want to arrive at 100 fast. And once they are at 100, all they care about is staying at 100, saying they won. When actually, you at 100, you're looking at 500, and you're like, oh, you want to be here at 100? Yeah, stay here. Cool. And they're happy. You at 500. Now that you're at 500, they're angry again. When they will arrive at 500, you'll be at 2,000. This is why when today people telling me, oh, everybody's doing shows, I'm like, I don't care. I did all the shows I needed in my life. Now I'm doing stuff. I'm making way more money than when I was doing shows today. And when I see all these people that are happy because they're doing shows and they're like, oh, I do more shows than you. I'm like, I make more money than you while I sleep. But it's just a mental, milestone to milestone. Yes, sister. I'll never forget to invite you again for listen, I'm gonna do my documentary about Zouk Kizomba Kampa, and I'm gonna do my whole Club Shada about that whole thing. I hope you come and see that. But yeah, listen, it's been 2 hours. It is now 2:30 in Lisbon, Portugal. It's probably 9 p.m. or 3 a.m. or something like this for you. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I hope you learned something or it inspired you, because those are conversations about what is happening between world powers. But in reality, you can use that for Kizomba festivals, Kizomba teachers, music, even in the church is the same thing. The power struggle. This is just the ways of the world, because it's the way people are. So this show is brought to you by Shadaware. You can get your Shadaware gear at shadaware.com. And again, thank you so much to all the subscribers. Thank you so much for all the sponsors and our big stream royalty with a super huge super chat of $200 by Robert Ford Jr. Thank you a lot. All my gratitude. And as always, if you want to support the show, you can go to Shada, buy yourself a t-shirt. You can give this show a super chat. You can just watch some videos and watch the ads. Leave a like, don't forget, leave a comment. You can also just go to Spotify or Apple Music or Tidal and just listen to my music. Play my album in full before you go to sleep. You just put play and turn off the volume if you just want to not hear it, but you want to support. You just play my album and let it stream. There's a lot of ways you can support the movement. Don't forget to be part of my Discord, and I will see you when I see you. I'm gonna leave you with what am I gonna leave you with? I'm gonna leave you with a track. What can I play for you? I'm gonna play you you know what, I'm gonna play some house music. I'm gonna play you South of Essex by Monsieur de Shada, which is one of my names, and it's a track that I did that I like. So yeah, listen. See you Sunday for the next episode of Club Shada. We'll go to lighter subjects like the new Kanye West t-shirts and stuff like that. And I'll see you when I see you, my people. See you Sunday. And thanks a lot for having me in your phone, tablet, or TV. Bless.